Why is it that the nicest people are the most lonely? They are the ones who care too much, feel too much, and love too much. They tend to give too much until one day they realize that people are just taking advantage of them. Maybe it's because of what they were taught from the very beginning. They told you it was a good thing to be kind, to be nice, to stay quiet, to keep the peace. So you did. You said yes when you wanted to say no. You stayed silent when you should have spoken up. You forgave what was unforgivable. You showed up for people who would never do the same for you. And for a while you believed it was worth it. That being a good person would pay off. But eventually you started to notice something. Being good didn't bring peace. It brought exhaustion. Being kind didn't make people respect you. It made them expect more from you, no matter how much you were already giving. You weren't being appreciated, you were being used, and the worst part? You didn't even realize it because you were too busy trying to be good. The world doesn't work the way we were told. We're raised to believe that if you treat others well, they'll treat you the same. But life doesn't always reflect that. Not everyone values kindness. Not everyone has good intentions. In fact, some people see kindness as weakness. They see your patience as permission. They don't feel guilt for crossing your boundaries, they feel power. And the more you give, the more they take. It's not that you were wrong for being good. It's that you were good without protection, without strategy, without limits. Goodness without boundaries becomes a trap. You start to feel like you're not allowed to say no. Like if you speak up, you're selfish. Like your worth is measured only by what you can give, not by who you are. And slowly, you lose yourself. You become the one who fixes everything, except your own needs. The one who makes others feel safe, while never feeling safe yourself. The one who's always nice, even when it hurts. And people love that version of you, not because it's who you truly are, but because it's convenient for them. They don't want you to be good. They want you to be useful. Here's the truth. Some people will only love the version of you that serves them. The moment you stop overgiving, the moment you set a boundary, the moment you finally say, I can't do this anymore, they'll say you've changed, that you're being cold, that you're the problem. But you're not the problem. You're just finally protecting your peace. True kindness comes from strength, not fear. Being kind doesn't mean being a doormat. Being compassionate doesn't mean being silent. Being generous doesn't mean letting yourself be drained. Kindness has to be a choice, not something you're forced into, not something people expect from you without giving anything back. Real power is knowing when to help and when to walk away, when to forgive and when to stop letting the same person keep hurting you, when to open up and when to protect your energy. You can be good and still be strong. This isn't about becoming bitter. It's about becoming balanced. You can still be kind, still be giving, still be a light in the world, but you can also be wise. You can say no. You can choose yourself. You can decide that your time, energy, and love are sacred, and not everyone gets access to them. Because when you finally learn to stop giving away pieces of yourself to keep others happy, that's when you start becoming whole. You don't need to be feared, but you do need to be respected. Some people think the only way to survive in this world is to become cold, unfeeling, ruthless. That's not true. You don't need to become cold. You just need to become clear. You need to understand that love doesn't mean losing yourself. That being good doesn't mean never getting angry, never saying no, never putting yourself first. You can be warm and assertive. You can be soft and still hold boundaries. You can care deeply and still protect your heart. Be the whole version of you, not the watered-down version, not the convenient version, not the version others like because they can control it. Be someone who chooses kindness, not someone forced into it. Be someone who loves, but not at their own expense. Be someone who gives, but not someone who's always empty. Because when your goodness comes from strength, when your heart is protected by wisdom, that's when you become truly powerful. Not feared, not used, but deeply respected. That's not weakness. That's what it means to be strong and still stay kind. That's how you protect your peace and still stay true to yourself. Set your boundaries with confidence, not guilt. The world may not always reward your kindness, But that doesn't mean you stop being kind. It just means you learn to be kind with wisdom. The right people will respect your boundaries. And the ones who don't, they cared more about the benefits than about you.